Make sure to subscribe to this channel for more videos like this.
There and Tevin's shot, there was some lightning off in the distance, so hopefully he'll be able to come up for us, because safety first, and all the crews that we have out for this will go to shelter if there is the threat where they are located, and we hope you do the same. That's why we're trying to warn you. This is not the big show. So I don't want you to let your guard down after this morning saying, oh, we already had some storms come through. Thank goodness we were fine. Nothing hit us. It's not until later in the afternoon, when all the elements are coming together, that things are really going to kick off. In and around Arkansas, Texas, it is widespread this morning. Rain even making its way here up the I-85 corridor, headed into Greensville, Chattanooga, Nashville, Knoxville. Your clouds are pretty thick as well. But this is only the beginning. Here's our low pressure. We have our upper level spin in Texas. That's going to be shoving eastbound as well. And look at that southerly flow ahead of it. This energy, this is a past 2 hours. And this energy, look how it's starting to come farther north. It will continue to do that and really hits as we get around 1 o'clock. And that's when things start to explode. So the energy is going to build in ahead of this system. You have a southerly flow bring up very deep moisture, dew points 60s and 70s. And then this is something you really have to look at. Those low-level winds will be coming out of the southwest. It's not only about the winds turning, but how fast they're going. Our low-level winds are going to be cranking, same as we had mid and even into the jet stream. Things are going to be crossing over this area, and that is why we have anywhere from Kentucky down towards Jackson, with the threat very likely that you are going to get that severe weather, the severe thunderstorms, the strong winds, and also the potential for hail and tornadoes. Let's go to one spot right in the middle of this, and that is Tupelo, Mississippi. That is where we find meteorologist Tevin Wooten. And Tevin, have you seen that lightning off in the distance? How heavy has the rain been so far this morning? So not only do we have to worry about a potential of a tornado or damaging winds, but that water rising as well.
Well, exactly, and especially if it comes down in a short period of time. We'll watch for that flash flooding. I'll show you where that risk is highest today. Talking about the tornado threat, first a 9 on the Torcon in northeast Mississippi, northwestern Alabama, Armory, Jasper, Columbus, Starkville, Philadelphia, Mississippi, all in this area where it is a 9. So I want to time it out for you so you can plan ahead. We do have showers out there this morning. These are not the ones that are going severe. It's what happens later. Watch what happens about 11 o'clock. Things break up. We start to get some daytime heating, the atmosphere sort of juicing up, if you will, for possible severe weather, and we will see that by this afternoon. Now the cells that pop about 2, 3 o'clock, these are the ones, the supercell thunderstorms that will likely have warnings on them. You may be under multiple warnings today, have a backup way or multiple ways to get your warnings just in case your power goes out. We've got Philadelphia in Mississippi watching this line come through about 6 o'clock here, and that's the last line, if you will, of thunderstorms here, and we'll finally give you an all clear beyond that and giving you an easier evening. Now, we have a 7 in Fort Payne, Alabama, Tullahoma in Tennessee, Chattanooga also under a 7 on the Torcon for today. Rain this morning. That's not what you're worried about. It's what happens into the afternoon. Multiple rounds coming in here as well. 2 o'clock, big supercell thunderstorms. Any of these could bring some big hail, some strong damaging winds, and also watching for that risk of tornadoes. We have that right into the evening, about 10, 11 o'clock. And beyond that, finally giving you the all clear. And as mentioned, we've got this flash flood watch in effect for heavy rainfall. Concerned about heavy rain with any of these rounds of storms here. It could just be too much coming down at once, Jim.
Yeah, I mean, it's remembering off before we get to midnight tonight. So an active day. A lot of places, Jim, will have a couple of rounds of storms.
Yeah.
The main threat, though, at least for Louisville, will be later on.
But severe winds along with the tornado threat. And winds can be just as strong.
Exactly right.
Winds can create just as much damage sometimes as tornadoes. So remember that derecho that tore 770 miles across the Midwest last August? That has become now the most destructive thunderstorm event in history, with $7.5 billion in damage. And new this morning, fast forward nearly 8 months, and hundreds of students in Iowa are still in temporary classrooms. In parts of Tennessee, northern Alabama, it's about an inch or two of rain in a 1 hour window that could cause flash flooding. So I'll show you where we're concerned about that. Let's go right into the zone where we do have that highest risk, a 9 on the Torcon. Cities like Starkville, Columbus, Philadelphia, Mississippi, Jasper in Alabama, all in this. Want to time it out because we have 3 rounds today. We're in round 1 right now. We're getting the showers. There's some embedded thunderstorms, yes. But once that sun comes out, that destabilizes the atmosphere more. And then these storms that fire up about 1, 2 o'clock, watching these super supercells potentially rotate. Big hail is a possibility. Strong winds in excess of hurricane force. That's a possibility too. And tornadoes. So all hazards, all severe hazards are possible. And we see that ongoing for several hours through the afternoon. Then by about 5 or 6 o'clock, this line comes in, likely to be storms going severe along that as well. But then beyond that, we finally can give you the all clear right here. Let's go into Huntsville, Decatur in Alabama. You're also in a 9, but Fort Payne, Alabama, you're at a 7. Up in Tennessee, in Tullahoma and Chattanooga, under a 7 as well on the Torcon. Same situation with multiple rounds. We start with the plain old rain coming in. This is saturating the ground. Streams and creeks are getting filled. So we do have that flash flood risk into this area. But we bring in these thunderstorms about 2, 3 o'clock. Could be going severe at this point. Watching for that supercell potential into the 8, 9 o'clock time frame with that line then that comes through after that. And then we finally give you the all clear. The flash flood watches are up. This is the area that, you know, it's 1 inch to maybe 2.5 in an hour. And that could happen with this really saturated atmosphere that we have here, Jim.
And Jen,